All right. Thank you very much, my people. We're back again now. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you right there. So I would like us to continue. Mr. CM, please
Okay,
round
yeah.
up so that we can
Okay,
give
so
others to speak.
Giant.
Thank you. Go
So
ahead, sir.
please, yeah, thank you. So in bringing my what I'm saying to a close, I'm particular about the behavior of governors in office. So basically, you've not covered your name in gold. If things like this can still be a problem to the extent that the people are complaining, shouting, even covering it on maybe is it on radio? I mean TV, and then this live something. It's not you're not covering your name in gold, especially given the fact how you came about. I've never seen a governor who who served 8 years because you're going to serve for 8 years or you are almost ending under two main parties. First time and this one, they said without a break, you switched over again. In Ekiti, we used to hear of Fayoshe came in first, and then served first time. There was a break before he came back, and then other and then for the same thing with Fayemi. But you are only just back to back from one party because of the people's sympathy. People had sympathy for you and felt, look, Oshomole didn't treat you well. Whatever it is, you will go back. Now you are betraying the people. Of what use is there that include, although Wike is not the best of person, anybody, but people came out for you. Given the fact that you are leaving APC, the ruling party, and Buhari is still there to do the magic. All the hawks are out for you. We are out for you. But people use, and then, for instance, a platform like this, campaign for the interest of the people, and then you are letting them down. In fact, it's like you do not even appreciate good thing. Because if you do, the moment you got that second term mandate, you would have said, look, my best friend will be the market women. Forget about, because all your the real elite, the people you call elite, they failed you. They were all they gathered around you. Remember in those days, they said a lot of people left you in in your APC. They were all they were all saying no, no, no. They were resigning. Oshimole tell them, so this commissioner will resign, this is will resign. They are not interested, so that they prepare you that you won't get your nomination for second term. And it worked. You weren't giving. You switched over to PDP. The people in PDP accepted. No, no, no. The man is like you don't know how to repair. You don't know how to repair evil with good. It's like you do not. I don't say you have to settle some political interest. Just the people. You should have used the people. That's why Peter Obi is not popular among all the politicians in Anambra State. They don't need him. He doesn't need them. But the people, the grassroots, they will tell you that this man, he loves us. He built schools for us. He wants our children. In those days, if you have first class from Anambra State, no matter the university you go to in the world, 1 million naira from Peter before a handshake. No matter where you come, so far you are from Anambra State, first class, any course, any university, anywhere, just show evidence. Handshake, 1 million naira for you instantly. There just no change, no receipt, nothing, just free of charge, no tax, just 1 million, off you go. So why can't people? Those that I know that got second class upper, some were crying, say they tried all they could, but they couldn't make it. So this is type of thing you do. People will remember you. Public office is for you to write your name in gold. When you go there and you start to go and look for Versace suit, what is it called? Pancadi shirt, the pant, all this Italian design. You start to change. This is not why you are there. Better wear the local made fabric. People will see you even with slippers, but do the work for them. That is what matter. So that when you leave, they will remember you the way they're talking of what is it called? Ogbemudia. In the gallery of giants in Edo State, they said Ogbemudia, Anthony Nahoro, and Bruce Ali, who again, maybe they stop here and be waiting for who. Look at. So it's a shame. That is where that is what he should be aiming to. But as far as I know, he has disappointed and it's very, very terrible. For a man that rode to the that rode on the wing of the people, wing of public sympathy to the second term, to be behaving so absently, is unbecoming and it's a terrible shame. I yield. Thank
Sorry,
you.
sorry, Mr. CM. So now,
Who's the next person now? Who
sorry,
hasn't said anything?
can I just say this, please?
Okay.
So I remember Obaseki, after all of those things done against him and everything, this guy stood on a pulpit to testify that God fought for him.
Yes.
using the
True.
people.
Yes.
My brother, that thing he did was emotional intelligence. He deceived all of
Apart
us.
from emotional intelligence, apart from that, now what we just had now is just to buttress the fact that he didn't even have to settle any godfather, because the people were the ones
Exactly.
that told
Exactly.
they even tell Tinubu and
Yeah.
this
Edo no be Lagos. Edo no be Lagos.
short Agbero
Yeah.
of Edo State,
Oshomole.
Oshiomole,
Mm.
that Edo
Edo
is
no
not
be
Lagos.
Edo no be Lagos. Yes, I
And
remember.
that's why I always, honestly, God just bless that city. And they did it. You know, they took the maze of the house.
With all the billions of Tinubu, he was defeated in Edo State.
Exactly.
They took the maze of the house. They took the maze. They
Even
shut down
even in the recent
they shut
even
down
in
the
the
assembly.
recent presidential election, he was still defeated
They
in Edo
shut down
State.
the assembly, took the maze, did everything. Man. And you pay the
Maybe
people with this evil, and
Let's
you think that
let's
God will
let's
forgive you.
let's give room to those who have not said anything. I
right.
can't, I don't know
Bright.
Thank you, my
the
brother
next person.
Alex, for taking the
Somebody
responsibility. God bless you. We have
Bright.
Onero and Engineer Chris. So after Onero, there is Engineer Chris. Thank you.
Okay, thank you all
Oga Onero, good evening to you,
for
sir.
this. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Good evening, panelists, Mr. CF, the analytical speaker. I always enjoy your analysis. And Mr. Alex with the BPPP grammar. May God continue to protect you while you are back home and have the courage and the
Oga Onero,
tenacity.
Oga Onero. Today I not
Yeah.
remember to carry my dictionary near myself. Everything where Alex talk to them, you know, I don't know what it mean. I one time I go rewind the video back again. My for go carry out
And funny enough, today I tried not to use vocabulary because of those state problem. I intentionally did that. Intentionally.
No, but Alex, you cannot continue to be coming here every day.
Yeah.
You can't make people they get headache. It's not nice.
But sometimes you plan something, but they just happen.
Why we enjoy the grammatical expression from Mr. Alex? I want to appeal to you, Alex, to make it a point of responsibility to kind of simplify your terminologies so that the ordinary people who
Yes,
are not savvy
my sincere apology on that. It's not intentional. Sometimes it is a step one impromptu. My sincere apology.
You hear him now?
There you go with another one.
No, you hear Oga Onero, you hear him? Local Abasha. You see him?
That's why I said there you go with another one. Okay, let me hit a couple of things.
I greet you.
Let me
thank
hit
you.
a couple of things. Starting from Edo State, where I went to school on a little background. Where I went to school, got my university degree, got my master's degree from. Where I worked and where I resided before I left for the US. It's a pity that those who were entrusted with power are the same people that turn around and cause us so much pain, so much calamity. And then, when those of us that know what's going on speak up, we spoke up while I was back home in Edo State. I speak up about Edo State and Delta State because they are dear to me. I have affiliation to those two states. I'm originally from Delta State. Live most of my adult life in Edo State. So I'm attached to it. You know, these people come into power. The first 4 years of Oshomole, I don't like him, but that first 4 years, to me, on my own assessment, he did some good work. In terms of road construction, But the next 4 years, after the first tenure, my dear, the man was full. I don't want to use a crazy language, but the man was just full of himself. He was full of himself. And they stole so much. The issue of flooding, of course, with the kind of work I did back home and the department I was later moved to, I was on the street in Benin City and most part of Benin City. I lived in Ikobahi. I had to leave. I had to move from there because of flood. Nothing. My road now, private people now, we they contribute money by ourselves. They fix our road for Ikobahi. Now one Igbo man will get like 3 or 4 houses for my street where they live then. Now they fix the road, spend his own money every time when rainy season come. Until the man the thing just went to her. They don't care. So what are the solutions? What do we need to do to hold these people accountable? If it reach time to vote, our people, the same people who they speak for, sometimes I kind of want to, I don't say turn off my mind on some of our people back home, even some of our family members. You know, sometimes you talk and try to make some of them understand certain things, but they don't. The same people that is giving them pain, hardship, no road, no water, your house is destroyed. That Watubu side, a Watubu Owina area, that area, it's, to me, long time ago, more than 9 years ago, that place have been like a rural area. It's not as if it's counted among Benin area. But it's in the urban area. Go down to Akewa Road, upper Akewa, that side, it's no way you can't drive there. No way you go park your motor somewhere. Begin use keke. So these are developmental issues that they are supposed to address that will affect the life of the people. Basic things. Put primary healthcare center. It don't cost them nothing to do that. But they spend all the money for themselves. The governors are the major problem in our country. The governors, they amass so much power to themselves. They cripple the local government. Even though some of the local government are criminally minded. However, they can be curtailed because the people know them. If you live among the people, they know you. They know where you live in the local government. They know the chairman's house. If the chairman not the way, they will sit in that chairman's door, the gates. They will sit down there and say, man, this road you not do. So money they come. But the state governors captured everywhere. I don't know how they release that power, give them. They began to amass that power, I think from the second, between 2003 and 2007. That's when they realized they had this kind of power to capture. They just capture everything. That is very bad. What do we do to return some level of power to the local government that affect the life of the people? That's where the unit starts from, in the government. So the Edo State issue is a painful one because the roads in Edo State, hey, shalakalaka. Let me not speak languages that some people may not understand. But the roads are bad. As at when I left, though, and the people I've still been in contact with, and some that I see on ITV and some that Nigeria was put up that we see, the roads are bad. Like somebody said, the quality of the ones the governor has decided to even do is a failure. It's a failure. So we need to figure a way, aside not just speaking, because it affects our own people. It affects everybody. What did it affect them? It affects us because at the end, they transfer the pressure to some of us overseas and they feel, okay, Because this is my brother, this is my sister, this is my cousin, this is my auntie. I can call him up. Even if he don't do something, I want to let him know or her know. Sometimes you will feel compelled, even if you don't want to do something. Okay, you take this, you take this. But my problem is, when it's time to punish these people that are giving you people hardship and pain because of peanuts, 10,000, 15,000, 5,000 in the south. In the north is even worse, 1,000, 2,000, even 500 naira. They will give it to them. And then you vote for these useless, evil APC people. Anti-TV PDP. That's how I call them now. That's how I call them. That is on Edo State. Let me switch a bit to the national political landscape. Not to use a BB grammar like Alex. What's it called? Festus Okoye. Yeah, before I switch to that.
But you are doing already, sir. You are doing already.
on Edo State, let me go back a little bit. I hear two people say Godwin Obaseki have just 5 or 6 months. That may not be true. The election for Edo State 2024 should be in September next year. I'm not sure Obaseki has just 5 months. He has more than that.
I think it's February. I'm not sure to February or so.
No, it's not February. It's not February. The last election was in September. They always do it in September because of that, whatever. Then the swearing in, I think, is in November. In November 2024. That's the swearing in. The election usually is in between September and October. So Obaseki does not have 5 months like people are postulating. He has more than that, you know. Now let me switch to the national level. The INEC man, for whether advice or whatever it is, Mr. Festus Okoye, the man is becoming a bigger liar than the Laila Mohammed. The most critical part of the presidential election, which is the uploading of the results, you bungle it deliberately, not as if they did it calculated, calculatively. It's a calculated attempt to undermine the people, and then you come to our face and think millions of Nigerians, they are not they are not intelligent, or they are not bright, they are not smart. You come and be whitewashed, run your mouth. Oh, they have the party agent have copies of the results. Why you know crow? For you, that is a legal man, that is a lawyer. That the court put more weight on the results from INEC, because the Constitution gives them statutory authority to do that. So why must you come to us and be lying? These people have lost the trust of Nigerians. I don't know how they're going to gain it back. It's going to take, I don't know. People just act. They don't know the impact it will have on other people. The impact it will have on other people. It will take years, time to rebuild that trust. But what I feel, for some of the local politics, people may be gingered to do certain things, to come out, if they have the right people. But on the national level, my dear, I don't know. I don't have faith in the judiciary. I always say that for Nigeria. My faith is almost zero. It's we that will compel them to do the right thing. The judiciary should not, in any way, shape, or form, try to tell us to go and do a rerun. No. We are not ready for that. From EC8As, from the polling unit across Nigeria, many of the states, we as Labour Party have presented before the court and other documentation to show the votes in every area. Let them do the calculation, no matter how long it takes them to do it within this period of time, between now and August when they will give their judgment. I think I may want to leave the space for other people to continue to make their own deposition. Thank you. Lastly, okay, just a minute. Lastly, what's his name? Mr. CM, you are referring to where Mr. Peter Obi made certain statement. It's called a platform. That is the name of that program. Thank you.
All right.
Yes, you are right. Thank you. You are right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Who's the next person now?
I think it's engineer Chris.
I think I'm the one.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Davis.
Thank you, my dear brother Alex. Engineer Chris, thank you for your patience as well.
Yeah, it's fine.
Talk to us, sir.
Yeah, good evening, our dear panel, and thank you everyone for your time. I don't know if my voice will be much audible. Like I said earlier, I'm having this headache since afternoon that refused to leave me alone.
Yes, we can hear you. Don't shout, my brother. You are good like this.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
I've been listening to all the contributions. Everybody, I would say, have spoken my mind, but then I would like to deviate a little from what we've been discussing all day. One of the last comments was our problems in this country has to do with governors. I disagree on that. The problem of Nigeria has nothing to do with governors. It starts from the head to the least up to the local government. It starts from the head to the local government up to securities from establishment. Everybody has tendency of corruption going on everywhere. Even when you walk into a lounge to pick up a soda, there is one eye service going on. There is form of, even the ones that are working to be paid don't want to work. All they want to do is earn, get money. They don't want to render services. If you walk into a local government office, pay money for an ordinary affidavit, they will charge you extra. You will find out that if they give you 3 revenue receipts, your names in those 3 revenue receipts will be different. Your names on those receipts will never tally. There will be errors. It's common, even common in Lagos State, that if you go to renew car paper, if you don't cross-check, they will give you wrong names. And when police stops you on the road asking for your information, those omission that they know that is even typing error that is done by the registration offices, they will use that against you, telling you the name is not the same with this. Therefore, your vehicle that will have to get to the station. Even when they know, because the people in those ministries, in those local governments, or in those license offices, nobody want to work, nobody want to serve. It's about that money they're taking them. That is all that matters. You pay them for the services, but you have to think for them.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry, excuse me, sir. I'd like to say something. What you're saying right now, it stems from leadership.
It
stems from leadership.
Yes, I'm breaking down bit by bit.
Okay, you're coming from below to top. Okay, I get you.
Because some mentioned about government, so it's not even about it's all about the governors. It has to do with the governors. It starts from the head. Peter B made a statement. He has always said, if the top, Let's say the president awards, issues, signs whatever bond or whatever contract or whatever implementation they have to, the government has to make. And the president is not adding. Chief of staff is not adding. The people in the ministry is not adding, or let's use the ministry. The accountant or the general, the secretary general of the ministry is not adding. The minister who is supposed to execute that contract has no audacity to make an ovine voice in that. So it goes from the head to the lowest. It goes from the head to the lowest. Now I'm going to use a bit of myself this evening. This night, I bought a meter card for 20,000 naira. Let me top up my meter card. Then I was charged 20,100 naira.
It's like
Hello.
you having a problem with your network.
Are you in Nigeria? If not, if you are, let's know whether
Yes.
whether Obaseki
No. He's in
snipers.
Lagos. He's in Lagos.
He's in
Nasanwo.
Lagos.
Nasanwo.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we
hear you
can.
now.
Yes, but
Yes.
I've got a question for you though, but I want to hear you more. Maybe in a minute.
Okay. Now I said, I don't know if anybody heard me. I said about 8 or 9 o'clock this night, I bought a meter card to recharge my meter for 20,000 naira. I was charged 20,100. After the 20,100, another SMS for electronic transfer levy, 100 naira. That is my first time seeing that ever. Now there is no notice of such ever sent by any bank or whatever. Now imagine how many people that are going to charge the extra 100 naira on electronic transfer levy. What is electronic transfer levy? So the 100 naira charge on the transfer is called what? That is extra 100 naira. Nobody is answerable to these things. The banks are doing, ministries are doing, local governments are doing. That's why the governors, whoever can get into office and they execute theirs, nobody.
Okay, can I ask you a question, sir, please? Just briefly.
Go on.
Can I go on?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. I understand what you're saying. That is in circles, like it's from the head. But the great people we are mentioning their names today, like General Bemudia, he was working under a very corrupt and oppressive, repressive military government.
Yes.
He chose to execute all the projects given to him with all the monies. Yes. Number one, because he's from that state. Yes. He knows, like he always said, according to my dad, we are doing it for our children's future. Number two, for Lonsho and Bruce Ali, a professor, may so rest in peace. The same, he was operating under a very corrupt democratic system too, where the presidency were even more corrupt than Buhari's government. But he chose to carry out legacy projects in education and factories, industry, empowering young people, security, agriculture, planting of trees. Listen, my question is this. Don't you think it is wickedness for you to come from a state and join those in Abuja to continue the corruption against your mothers and fathers in that same state where you were born and brought up as a son of the soil? Thank you.
Witchcraft. It is not just wickedness, it's witchcraft. These are individual choices. These are individual choices. After all, we are talking about P2B today. The reason why the obedient, everybody was behind Labour Party and P2B was because of his antecedent, because of his character, because of his record. Nothing else. If Ojezo Carlo or Rochas Okrocha was in Obi's position, nobody will hear about obedience in Labour Party. We would have chosen another path. So those that keep on saying, oh, the South, the Southeast, P2B this, is the Igbo or that. Let every other different, any other of these politicians had come out. If obedience would have been behind that person. If was an Hausa person with such impeccable character that have come out, I'm very sure the obedience would have been behind him based on the person's records. So it wasn't a right coming from.
So
Now,
so what? Sorry. So what is your parting shot to Governor Obaseki?
he chose whoever the party he chose. It doesn't do with whether I remember Oshiomhole of those days. I remember Oshiomhole of those days during he went astray after he was after he left Labour Party, after he left this Labour, when he was Labour boss, when he was more of activist and talking about fighting the government until he joined the table. Obaseki, those that says he's a listening here, he has been working. I don't know where the work he has been doing, where it is. He has done nothing.
Same with me. Oh, the way they praise him, man, he has spent money on media.
Every one of them need to be in jail. As far as I'm concerned, as a Rivers man, not even Wike, I would say, has done anything. Wike acts like he's doing Rivers State Riverines a favor. He is elected to serve. He's elected to serve. The money he's spending is for the people of Rivers State, the same way Obaseki, as an adult governor, he's supposed to use every resource given to them to serve. I don't think any media, anybody puts any pressure on P2B to work. Because he chose it. He chose art. He made a promise.
My dear Rivers brother, I would have appreciated either Peter Obi or Wike in Edo State. Trust me.
Yeah, because
if we have half of what Wike did in Rivers or half of what Obi did in the states, those will not. There's something about Edo people; they are very grateful, even for a cup of water.
They say in the land of the blind, a one man.
Yes, the blindness is so much. We need a one man eye. Yeah, now, right now. That's the truth.
No, the thing is, you see, a state that has had performing governors before, at least you have a record. Like anybody being coming to be governor of Edo State, people will say Ogbemudia. That is enough. That is enough yardstick, enough benchmark for you to say, when I leave, look at when Ogbemudia
Dr.
left.
Dr. CM, you said you say you went to Uniben, right?
Yeah,
or something.
Tried. No, I didn't make it to there.
Have you been to Uniben before?
Yes,
those of you have been to Uniben. As big
Uniben,
as that project, it was supervised. It was a federal government project, but it was done by the governor, military administrator Ogbemudia. It was done by if it was now, they will share those monies, they will give us cock and bull stories. Ogbemudia made sure everything was done to the letter.
Benin Asaba Road was done by Ogbemudia, Dumais in those days. Very, very strong road before it was dualized. Dumais, Benin to Asaba.
Let's allow this man to continue. Thank you.
Yeah, yes. So like you said, you would have preferred whether to be or Weso Wike. Fine. But that is actually the problem of us, our problem in Nigeria. Because of how these politicians have reduced us, because of the way they've decided to go on the polity of this country, anything they give us, we appreciate that we do like they've done us so much. Meanwhile, they are doing nothing. We act like they've done us so much. Meanwhile, they are doing nothing. Somebody, you see them, you see them patching a road that 20 years that it has been portal to portal. They are patching it. They are not doing a permanent road that will last 20 years. They are patching it that it will last only 3 months. You will see people praising them. Meanwhile, they are lodging in the best 5-star hotels day by day on convoy. in different suits, they pay over 500,000 per night, drinking expensive champagnes on citizens' money. Why people are on the road, patching road. This is how they make implementations in Nigeria. Every road or whatever construction contract they do, there is a day work and night work. The night jobs are more double times expensive than the day work because the manpower has to be paid 3 times what they pay them in the day because it's an overtime. There is electricity because they have to work with nights. There's electricity. What is it called? Electricity invoice being sent out. Everything that has to do in the night. If they are going to spend 5 million daytime, they're going to spend 15 million at night work. But hardly will you ever see in any state that are doing night work during road projects. Those night work, you see them put up, is free money for them. The money is gone. It's been shared. Even before it's been shared, they only inconvenience people going to work in daytime. Meanwhile, day work and night work has been taken. You will the contract will be, let's say, 90 days because it never exceeds certain days they normally give on the signpost they will put. It will last 3 months because it's supposed to be day and night work. Nobody is checkmating all those things. Because from the head, I think there was a project that was actually done in Lagos State last year. The commissioner, they came out and made an announcement that the road had been completed. I think this was under Ambode. Was it under Ambode? I can't remember now. Then after the announcement, the governor came back, was applying on that same road. After it has been announced, now saw that the road was half done. They went back to call the contractor. They came back in a few days, started doing eye service. The project had been started. The project had been started back. At the end, they stopped the work. Obviously, people has been settled. The governor never came back to check if that road was done, and that was how it was ended. The money is gone. It goes on and on and on and on and on. So first, we need to get the head right. That is why everybody is clamoring for P2B. We need to get the head right. Not just signing money, giving governors at their allocations that they will never use for the benefit of the people. But I know one thing for sure, that P2B is not, number one, not somebody that will be in Abuja, sign the contract, give you allocation and your state, and you're not working in your state. I also went ahead to check certain criteria about him. I noticed that he's not somebody that give political appointment to party members. You must merit your office, not the one we are giving Minister of Power to lawyers. A lawyer is heading Minister of Power. As what? Minister of Petroleum is supposed to be somebody that his head is burning in petrochemical, that he can sit down on an interview and tell you how many barrels of oil in full details, what the government sent, what we are producing and what goes out in a day, on a breakdown. Like I said, I'm into dredging. If I call site and they tell me, oh, Master Dredger did 18 trips based on the capacity of transporters I have, and Safe Loader did 6. Immediately you tell me that in seconds, I already know what I expect to sell the next day, how many trucks, whether it's 15 tons, whether it's 10 tons. I will tell you, okay, since we did this today, how many diesel was burned? They tell me. The next thing I'll tell you, tomorrow morning, this is what we expect to sell. Anything below that, you pay me. So for you to be in a field, you should be inclined with what the field you are. The worst we've had in petroleum was because we had Buhari as petroleum minister, or whatever he called himself. A man that did not even go to school, because he didn't go to any school. Forget about this primary school or whatever that he attended. Buhari did not go to any school, and you want to be Minister of Petroleum. Of course, you can see the outcome of petroleum you supervise. So every ministry, we are having issues, one problem or the other. Every ministry in every state. I have court case since 2018 that have not been solved till now. The only thing they are doing is moving it, adjournment. So when a state tells you to go and withdraw your case from court and come to round table, let's talk, you know that is a case they cannot do anything about. You know they have been choked. They know they cannot escape it. I was sitting down and I got a letter from Lagos State Tax Office. They said from 2014 to 2018, I'm owing 41,900,000 naira. Then somebody signed the letter. I looked at the signing. Now this is my story now. Somebody signed the letter. I looked at it. I was confused. Why I was confused was because the letter says from 2014 to 2018, I'm owing 41,900,000 on tax. But guess what? The same company was registered 2016, July 2016. A company registered 2016, July. And you're telling me from 2014.
Okay, and they backdated the tax to 2 years before the company was even conceived.
No, 2 years before the company was I ever thought about. Now, what I did was I opened my drawer and brought out the original documents. In fact, it is a group of companies into three: logistics, construction, marine,
they want you to settle. They want you to settle.
Now, yeah, when I called the man,
Nigeria is a funny country.
Sorry, when I called the office, the man says, Mr. Epele, this is the reason why you have to come with your documents and let's reconcile. I said, no, I will not bring my document to your office because you're a thief. He said, excuse me, I take exception to that. I said, you have no moral right for any exception. He said, excuse me. I said, if you know, I asked him, the IRS in America knows, when they call you as a company, they know where you're banking. They know every revenue, whatever thing you do in your company. I said, do you know where I bank? I finished talking and I hung up my phone. He never called me again.
You should have asked him, let him supply you the data from 2014.
He never called again. And 2 months later, I had 3 court cases. 3 was trashed out. They said I'm blocking drainage on Ado Road, while dredging. I don't have refuge. I don't have a toilet. I showed them 3 rented apartments that my staffs are using. They cleared out the case. The next thing, task force from Alawosa came, took 7 staffs, a 16-year-old IT girl, a copper that came visiting from Port Harcourt, and the girl selling ogogoro to dredgers, to the boys that dredge. Send the 3 girls to Krikri, send the 4 guys to Badagry prison. If maybe, I don't know if it should be online. If you go to online and search Lagos State Waterfront arresting illegal dredgers, it was on newspaper that Lagos State Waterfront arrested Mr. Ovi, that was the youth copper person, along other 6 persons on illegal dredging. Meanwhile, this is a company that is legally registered. From the day 1 of the operation, I was paying my tax simply because when I went to Alawosa, the bribe they told me to bring to put my name in Waterfront, I told them Waterfront has no right in dredging. When you've paid your NIWA license, you have your machines license, you pay Ministry of Mines or your cadastre, pay your EIA and environmental impact assessment, you have no business else other than pay your tax. And they sent me task force that made the arrest. It took me 3 days to carry on Then they gave me 14 to bring out 14 witnesses that will release the 7 persons. 14 persons, each person two witnesses, two shorties. Each of the shorty will pay 60,000 naira. The people they arrested, each person will pay 40,000 naira. Then from Friday, Monday, Tuesday was a Salah holiday. So work resumes on Wednesday. 4 p.m. They told the judges, they called me from the court. My lawyer called me that the judges said the 14 persons, they will go and inspect their houses to be sure wherever they stay is their real locations. How can you do that on a 4 p.m.? That means it will take you 2 weeks to do such investigation. They will remain in cell. The next thing he called, he said there's actually a way. They said to pass that inspection, sent 270,000 naira, which I sent. The next thing, I entered road to Badagry. After about 15 minutes past 5 o'clock, the girls were signed on bond. The manager went there to release them. I was on my way to Badagry. I got to Badagry prison sometime around after 4. They said they are closing 6 o'clock p.m. They're shutting down the prison. As of 5:40 was when they signed the release for the men. So which means the release they signed makes no sense. They have to be there till Wednesday, the next week. All I did was I decided to use a young man brain to operate. I asked the warders to bring out all the prisoners. I started giving everybody 1,000 naira. After I finished giving all the warders, all the prisoners 1,000, everybody in the prison, I started giving the warders, the junior ones, some 5,000, some 3,000, their senior staffs, some 10,000, their orgadem, some 15,000. Over 300,000 naira left my pocket that evening. What I was doing was to buy favor, to make sure my boys come out that day. At the end, they were back close. They asked me, what about the person? Are they still releasing them? I said, they've signed it already. He said, where are they coming from? I said, Oshodi. They said, Oshodi to Badagry. I said, yes. The man said, wow, okay. Do you know they closed? They shut down. They closed. Every officer in that Badagry prison where they kept slave trade of those days, they all waited. My manager used bike from Oshodi to Badagry. Those that is familiar with Lagos State to Badagry. And he arrived there some minutes to 10 p.m. and they were all still waiting. My boys thought I have left already. They now took the paper. I paid for 4,000 naira each to release them. I just gave them 20,000 naira because they were four persons, 4 guys. Married men with children. They brought them out. I carried them. We came back to Aja. Then my lawyer went to work, sued Lagos State Waterfront. The judge that was supposed to sign ruled in the favor of my company, told my lawyer that since he's the one that gave Waterfront ruling against NIWA, National Inland Waterways Authority, that if he signs on my company behalf, that he will put himself in black book in Lagos State. Therefore, he will prefer another judge to sign it. And since then, they've been moving the case, adjoining, because it was something they would never come out from. All they keep telling me every time I go for meeting, go and withdraw the case. Let's sit down and discuss. What case am I withdrawing from? You must tell me what you're bringing to the table for me to withdraw case. Because this is a legal company registered in Nigeria. I owe no tax. I was not doing any legal dredging simply because I did not give you a bribe. And you came to exercise the power in my office. So this is what everybody from every state, what we go through in Nigeria. From every ministry, every department, the government, this is what everybody is going through. No sincerity. Police will tell you, I will shoot you, nothing will happen. All we are seeing now is every day they're educating police for extortion, this, that. We don't even know if those dictating whether it's real.
Well, it's heart wrenching doing business in okay. It's heart wrenching
Yeah.
doing business in Tinubu's Lagos. That's why all these tax. How can you a company that was incorporated or established 2016? You are taxing them, saying it's from 2014 to 2040 something million. The only that is what they use to scare people. When you come there, you give them their own money. They take.
So
It's all fraud. It's all
the
fraud.
thing, say, before that,
We know.
the first experience was this. When the registration took place, newer license, if you're familiar with it, you pay 5 million for newer license. The machine is around 1.4, then cadastra is around maybe 900 or 1.1 based on your power of negotiation. Then to start the very day operation started, newer officials, then Sambo that Tinubu that Buhari gave appointments. Sambo was the manager of newer then. Sambo sent a lady called Aisha. They came to the office. They said this was the same office, government office that gave me license. They said I need to stop operation. That my company license is fake. I said, excuse me, what do you mean? They said they've served me the letter. I should obey, I should adhere to the instruction and close down. I thought it was a joke. I went to Niwa. Aisha stood up, told me if I don't leave her office, that she will walk out of her office. I said, I need to know why will I stop operation? Then when I realized that it was Olumebo that's been buried was alive then. Another person called General, who is somewhere in cooperative, they all dredge on the road. And when I realized it was not a joke, it was power to be. It was powers that be that was giving a government office instruction because they felt, oh, who is this small boy that is coming to compete with fathers to come and have the audacity to come and dredge where we are dredging. Then all I could do was to meet my elder cousin, who happens to be a close friend to Emekofor. The same Emekofor called the Sambo hung up phone on him. Emekofor called the governor of Sambo State. That one connected him on conference. He now apologized. He said, my younger one is dredging on the road. Allow that he must stay there. He must remain there. That was how Sambo now came to the site. Then Olumebo that is late now had to send people to the site to come and call me. Now said I had to join their inner caucus meeting. So, in conclusion, this was because they got information that because somebody that has a name intervened. So, without somebody, without you knowing somebody, I would have possibly been shut down. And assuming if you're maybe, let's say you borrowed money to do business and you'll be in bank trouble simply because there are powers that are big that think they can step on anybody and do anything they want to do. So I don't know the path. I don't know where we are going. I don't know the path we are going to. Because only in Nigeria that an office, that is why INEC issued Labour Party certified an ECA form and give to them and still tell courts that they object.
Well,
they are objecting on their own documents that they issued.
Well, the thing is, I think it's next week. By next week will be 3rd of July, either Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember exactly. Then INEC will open their case. Let's see what they have to say to all those litany of intimidating evidence in which we've all known the outcome anyway. But
it has been Nigeria. It has been a norm in Nigeria where anything goes.
No, but so at a time, I believe
It will change.
if Nigeria will succeed, it will start with these people becoming
It,
president.
it will change.
Otherwise,
Change.
yeah, but P2B has to get in. That is when I will believe that yes, it will change
The,
because
uh,
the, the,
uh,
ju-
I, I,
yeah,
I got a message. I got a message that somebody said.
your network is cutting. Do you know? Hello, your network is cutting. Engineer Chris, your network is cutting probably. Like I was saying, yes, things will change, but we need P2B to be in. That is the only man. His body language, his comportment, his attitude, his lifestyle, his leadership style. That is what we engineer, sort of ginger people up, and then people will look forward with hope, so that whatever. I mean, transparency too is not interested. I mean, if you are not interested in stealing public money, there is no you will achieve a lot, particularly in Nigeria. If you are not interested in as a president or governor, they are negotiating a mansion for you somewhere in Atlanta in US or maybe in New York or in Dubai. If you don't have such interest, all you want is make sure your people are okay. There's no way you will succeed fantastically. You will succeed. There's
Yeah,
no there's no
uh,
hide and seek about leadership, particularly leading a country like Nigeria, in which poverty is everywhere. All the people want to just give them hope. They are willing to work hard. Give them the basic thing. What is this light that people will be under him? He won't declare, like he said, he will declare war. He will declare war on power and make sure if Egyptians can get it right, he has been to Egypt to see what they do, what they did. So if Egyptians can get it right, Moroccans, these two countries, see seaport in Morocco, Nigeria, they are making more money from Moroccan seaport than Nigeria gets from crude oil. Yet our seaport, nobody accounts for it. Look at
don't
Egypt.
don't tell
Egyptians are in charge of the electricity. Now Nigeria cannot boast of tem- just 1 hour all over the country. Let the whole country have light for, say, tomorrow, 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock in the morning, the entire country at the same time. It's not possible. You can't.
it not, don't
So,
forget same Egypt. Sorry, the same Egypt. The people that gave Egypt power said
mm,
before Egypt they had meeting upon meeting in
yes, now Siemens with Nigeria. Is it not that killed the former
meeting
chief of staff that went to Germany to sign with Siemens, only to die during the the
so
COVID-19, this in 2020.
and every of
So
those meeting they are signing they are signing billions for them to go those for
see, it's deliberate. What they do is they go
meeting.
to hotel, lodge in the hotel, collect
Carry
extra code.
go with
Extra code means they may say they are giving you $100,000 for your hotel accommodation and feeding. Cash, they just advance it to you. If you go there and stay in a shack, or you go to your friend, say if you are going to Germany, there's one of your friend who lives in Germany, you tell him you want to visit him, you go there and sleep maybe for 2 nights. That $100,000 is in your pocket. You don't account for that. Is what is called extra code. You are not expected to account for it. It's called extra code. That's how they use check-off system. So that's why they will always any small meeting, instead of Oyibo to come and you do it like they do in Cairo. They
having
say they were going to Switzerland to go and they hold meeting. When they go,
with
they are not in. They will go and join and go back after 2 months.
joining
Nigeria
and
is
money keep
mm,
adjoining. The
P2B no.
American 247th independence in they had in Nigeria here. The only person they invited there was P2B. Tinubu was
Yes,
not. Tinubu was not there. INEC chairman was not there. It was only P2B. So to tell you that these people they know what they are doing.
they
They
know that.
know.
No,
They
no,
know.
it is that if P2B gets in, I can tell you Nigeria will be turned around.
They
Not
know
really.
who is. They know who is the right person. They know who is the right person. That's why I keep on every time I hear somebody say the United Nations this, EU this on election. I don't believe they even wanted to get it right. To start with, Nigeria, UK revenue on education on education from Nigerian from Nigeria was, I think, 1.9 million 300 and some fraction billion pounds. So are you trying to tell me that under P2B and Dati Ahmed, that such revenue will ever raised by UK in education under them, it will shrink drastically. It will
No.
shrink down drastically, and that is why they don't even want to get it right.
The thing about something that you must know, Nigerian case is unique in the sense that Peter Obi said it, that if any governor who said he couldn't but this, they say hold him responsible, I've been a governor, because he knows how they eat, how they waste money, not eating. I mean, how can a normal public officer maintain with public be drinking champagne?
They drink champagne.
Is it possible?
When they go to
Innocent is a billionaire manufacturing cars in Newi. I don't think he drinks champagne. Because every 4 weeks he has to pay salary. Every 4 weeks, whether you sell or not, you have to pay salary. Otherwise, workers go on strike. So any industrialist in Nigeria I don't know how they sleep, because before you have to pay salary.
It's heavy. It is heavy.
So telling me that somebody from nowhere will just get into government house every meal, they just open champagne and drink. How much is a bottle of champagne? One bottle.
Early he's drinking 40 years cognac.
So you see, that's the thing. So that's why people know that when even those people kicking against him, those people that are telling you in the north they can't vote for this, or it's all lies. When Peter Obi gets in, they will see a difference. First, all these presidential jets, he will sell them off. He can't keep 9 jets. Peter Obi is not, it's not a squandermania. He will tell you that what are they waiting here for? They are wasting, they are tying down capital. He will sell it, call a piece, all of them, auction it out, and then use the money for education.
They know it's a retirement for them, for Peter Obi to be in power. They know their political career has ended. They know that.
But it must end. After all, it started one day. It will end.
They don't because they don't want to. They don't want to end. I was in primary school when Bamanga Tuko contested in 82. Bamanga Tuko. He's still relevant. He still has one thing or the other. Almost at what age?
They will end. Don't listen to other. It will end. Just let God has had the prayer of Nigerians. It's just something, just a little remaining. There's no way Peter Obi can get in. All these ones, how can we continue suffering? The problem is all this, because Peter Obi is not a part of the cabal. He's not interested in any deal. Personally, he's not. The deal he will make. Okay, somebody who brought a Sab Miller Brewery, instead of negotiating what? Yes, please. Please call him.
I think it's just you and that guy just speaking. A lot of people have not spoken.
I thought you people are slept. I thought, okay, well, it's okay. I thought people have
filled up now. I thought,
you know, sometimes people may just be there and then go away. Sorry, I didn't know. I thought it. At the time I wanted to call on Alex, say, who are you people? Where are you people? No, it's okay. You people can take over. That's all right. I'm not really. It's just like we're just.
No, I'm not shutting you down. You can go on. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Okay. So
maybe it's a good deal to have everyone give 5 minutes submission.
Who is speaking?
I think so. Maybe Madam Patricia.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Good evening. So I don't know. Mr. Andy said it's supposed to be for 1 hour.
The commander in chief. Okay, you speak now.
Well, it seems okay. I think give us a mandate. Are you there?
No, this Texas. Maybe go don't go even. This is not evening now in Texas. Go don't go one restaurant. Anyway, the thing is, let's not deviate from what we were saying initially about this. Obaseki Oshimole probe of 30 billion. It's a big money. I'm interested in that probe. It's a big money, 30 billion naira. You know what it means? to be wasted, and yet people are still living in flood. Every year, if Bini gets flooded, or major areas get flooded, and then making people not to live in their house. I mean, if they really want to, if they are still, that thing should be probed. Let them really know. Let the can of worm open so that they know, we know who which ass to kick, because the way it is, I don't see why people. In fact, if there's a state that shouldn't even indulge in all these things, a state like Edo, with all the this thing we have around, they shouldn't. They have a benchmark to look forward to. Obaseki is messing up. The fact that they are even calling out, people are saying this, he messed up. He had public sympathy. The voice of the people returned him. Not even vote. He's not of the money back type. People just resisted the Tinubu's money and then voted him, though it's not Lagos. And now look at, he can't even help the poor people. They are even shouting. It's terrible, man. I wish there's something that is not worth discussing. But then he will meet his comeuppance. He can't have it easy. That is just the thing.
You will. I mean, now that the attention is drawn again, Mr. Ivy's attention is drawn again to his problem, then he will definitely be dealt with. Madam Busy Brains, are you available to give us your 5 minutes?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Morning
Yes.
from my
Good
own
morning,
end.
yeah.
I've just been
See, all of them don't sleep.
listening, enchanted. I was just enjoying the conversation between Oga CM and Engineer. Sorry,
Chris.
I can't read the name very well.
Chris.
Engineer Chris. So Nigeria cannot stop amazing somebody. I was just listening to it with shock that these people, this is what was predicted. You know, what Tinubu did in Lagos on the micro, he's coming to do it on the on the macro in Nigeria, where Nigeria will be seeing the renewed shege. You know, your experience, Engineer Chris, while I wouldn't say it is unique, but at the same time, it is appalling, very, very appalling. It just feels like it's a vindictive tool that they use to target people whose names does not sound right, or it's a winch hunting tool, that tax thing. While they use it to extract money from Nigerians, they themselves and their cronies are not, are not paying tax. You see, which brings to my mind this actress that was very vocal of her support for Peter Obi. What's her name?
Is it Yusuf?
No, this Yoruba actress. She's
okay.
English, but she's a Yoruba lady.
Yeah.
If I remember, I will let you know.
They tax her the same thing. They send her.
Yeah.
Her name is Iyabo Ojo.
Iyabo Ojo. From nowhere, they say they backdated that she's owing tax of about 18 million naira, which is very, very vindictive. It was very clear that she's being targeted at.
Yeah.
So even if somebody owes that amount of money, in the case of Engineer Chris, they are saying 40-something million.
I had an updated tax. I owe no 1 naira. I owe no 1 naira.
Let's just even assume that is the case. You understand? Is it normal, with no indication, they should bear the loss? How can they accumulate such amount and then drop it on somebody and ask you to pay such a ridiculous amount? In other words, Lagosians are enslaved. They are perpetually enslaved to these slave masters. And that is what is going to happen on the macro level, because this slave master has gotten the grand stage to be the selected president. I pray his time is shorter than even we expect, because this is demonic of the highest order. You know, this tax thing, to be honest with you, I honestly feel it is demonic. It's not normal. It's not right that people's hard-earned sweat, yes, while the hard-earned sweat is being, if it is going to be used, you are going to see what your money is being used for, then it's even understandable. You understand? Speaking as someone who is living in the Western world, to be honest, it is slavery, where you work your hardest. The more you work, the more money they take away from you, and it benefits you less to work hard to increase your earnings, because you see those that are sitting down doing nothing. Your own hard earning is going to subsidize their own lifestyle. Now in Nigeria, your own hard work is subsidizing the lifestyle of the rich. Both scenarios is demonic. Both scenarios is demonic. It's just that in our Nigerian context, we see what is happening in Edo with that flood, with the drudgery that it has taken over that state. I was in Edo in 2018. We landed, we went through, we used the airport in Edo to go to Warri. Believe you me, it seemed like a glorified town with such a rich culture, with such rich civilization, that they've reduced it to where it is right now. It is amazing. It is amazing the level of witchcraft that our leaders are into, because what they are doing is tantamount to witchcraft. You don't have to be flying to be a witch. We have come to realize that.
Okay.
All these politicians, if they were not wizards or witches before they go into politics, once they go in there, they are baptized to become wizards and witches.
They are all of
Because,
Madam Busy Brain.
They are
Okay,
all of
please round up. Give your round
okay,
up, please. Yes.
okay. Because with such living conditions where it only ends, where people end up dying, where people end up, losing their lives, is that not witchcraft? Anyway, my train of thoughts, I've lost it, so I yield. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thank you. You might have another opportunity. Let me, Madam Irene Finance is asking Mr. Alex. She says, quote, Mr. Alex, how is the 2 days in a week work from home he implemented as a result of fuel subsidy going? Mr. Alex. Mr. Alex. Okay. Has he gone to sleep? Mr. Alex. Okay, then Madam Irene, Mr. Alex is not available to answer your question at the moment, but I believe if he comes back, which because he's still online, he's still with us in the panel, I will ask him again. So, Madam Rita, please speak to us. 5 minutes. Thank you.
Sorry. So what's the topic now? Are we talking about those states, the inept governor that we have?
Yeah, you spoke already at length, but I believe you still have a lot to give.
What I can say is we should be Edo people should be very, very careful in this next gubernatorial election happening next year, because there's a lot of porcupines and frogs coming out, and there's a lot of questions to be asked, and anybody that the governor is bringing out, because that's like the it's kind of like the norm. You know, every successor want to leave and bring their person to cover up all the tracks. Listen, I'm saying again, we are not going to revert to the old system of 2020, the old games of 2020, where Oshomole brings Obaseki, and Obaseki is leaving next year. He's going to bring somebody. We're not going to go through that. My own passion right now is to start educating Edo people. I think even at this point, I think a lot of Edo people are kind of like aware of the little tricks, but like a majority of them don't really, they're just going by stomach infrastructure. Sadly, some of them even live in diaspora. So we should not be cajoled or tricked or put into the murky waters of Obaseki, the Titans, fight of the Titans, Obaseki and Oshomole. We should not even bother. We should not even bother. But presently, how the administration is going is unfortunately very poor. I'm saying it in my full chest. Is unfortunately very, very poor. I don't know if there's another word that is worse than poor. That's what it is. Because when you leave as a CEO of a company, there are certain things that is everlasting that you have placed. There's nothing that Governor Obaseki has left. Well, I would say there are some things he left. For example, what's it called? He allowed whatever that he put there. I don't know how that is going. Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium that they say they renovated. Lucky John renovated Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium. I think when Oshomole came, I think he did the same now. Basically, use that same SPV. Oh God, these people, it's finished. They don't see us finished. Thank God. All these SPVs. Yeah, so it's SPVs I call them now because that's what Mikano article was. It's SPVs. All those guys. Oh, Mr. You're laughing. they don't.
No,
They don't see us
no,
finish.
no, it's
Hey,
you
God.
know the thing is that they think that sometimes this people I don't know Obaseki where no girls genuine school start. They when they talk this kind thing, you go think say people where you they tell no every 2 years then go renovate Ogbemudia Stadium. Ah,
Do you know
Jesus
that
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ is Lord?
Abi.
Do you know that? Speaking about education, in fact, I would say one of the things that he has succeeded in Gozon Paseke, he has succeeded in dividing the people of Edo youths who should have come together. I know in the past, Edo youths, when there's politics, SDP and the NRC, everybody, plays their role or whatever. But when election is over, everybody still comes together. You can go to your opposition's house, it's not about politics now and all that. But now there's a wide gap from the 4+4 mantra, hatred. And if you go to one person's house, it's like, why were you saying there? And it's so funny that, and I keep preaching this, these people that you're fighting for, they are friends. When their children get married, one of them will be father of the day. The wife will be grandmother of the day. In fact, one will be the chairman of the occasion. They will not even invite you. You can't even marry their children. So why are you fighting for them? And that's why I respect Dele Farotimi. His book, he says, do not fight in their wars. Whatever it is, Governor Baseki and Shomele or Danobi, all those politicians, whatever they're having a family quarrel. When you quarrel in family, it gets to a point, you not go settle. Nobody said that they talk them. You not go settle. So you that is shouting and fighting and exchanging words for them or being a merchant of political thuggery, you're just wasting yourself, disgracing yourself, causing problems for yourself. At this point in time, anybody who is above 30 right now, you shouldn't be seen as doing is a chair. Megida is a chair. Big Mama, you shouldn't be seen. You should not be seen hailing these people. Apart from this fuel issue you are going through, a lot of them, they are dealing with rent issues. They are dealing with educational issues. You should not be seen hailing any politician. If you are seen hailing any politician, you need to see a psychiatric doctor. And I'm not joking. Because your head is not function. It's obvious that there's something that is is a misfunction of some part of the brain that you cannot conjecture and think that, wait a minute, What am I going through now? My businesses are being attacked. They are forcing me to bribe. Just like what this gentleman was talking about just now. You know, fuel is increased. Taxes are increased. Cost of living is high. The quality of life is low. Then I will not be hailing you. There's something wrong with me mentally if I do that. Anybody, in fact, 30, I'm just using the word 30. Because you know what? Medically, they say when you reach the age of 25, your brain has formally formed for you to be an adult. 25 years old is the mark. 25 years old, you ought to have been. That is when your full potential, you have grown into a full-grown adult. Now, anybody, that's why I just gave them 5 years extra. I'm saying anybody from 30 years above now, if you are still shouting is a chair, leader, big mama, big oga, and you are hailing with the situation that you are in, there's something wrong. In fact, this is not, you're not taking any Igbo or anything. There's something wrong with you. No, there's something really wrong with you. Because if you no prepare you, you're not going to hate these people. You're not going to fight your brother because of these people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, seriously. Yeah. They've given us nothing. They've only given us pain, quarrel, discourse amongst ourselves, mistrust amongst ourselves, tribal bigotry amongst ourselves. You know, people even going as far as insulting people's, parents, brothers, sisters, even children and all that. At the expense of who? They are just regular human beings. They are just regular human beings. It is only the seat that they are sitting that you think they are something. They are nothing. They are all not. Trust me, after Governor Obaseki leaves, all the people that you think that are commissioners or that got one political position or the other, they will be like ice water. Nobody, their phone will not be ringing off the hook anymore. Because it's
Madam Rita, 30 seconds. Thank you.
Okay, 30 seconds.
But you are still around now. So other people will still talk.
Yes. So my message is basically everybody should wise up. Please wise up. There's no time for games. There's no time for scoring political points. Don't allow anybody to use you as a tool just because of their ambition. That's all I have to say for now. Thank you.
Thank you. Exactly. Don't allow anybody to use you for political work as a political tool just because of their ambition. That's a strong message there. Thank you. Madam Amen Bright, please, if you are still with us, kindly unmute and speak to us.
Oh, thank you, my sister Pat. Thank you for calling me.
Thank you.
I'm still here. Thank God that I did not sleep off back last night. last time. So to come back to that of Obaseki, I think Mr. CM takes about him is very, very clear. And I hope if Obaseki is there, he should listen to learn more if he still have chance to change. I'm sorry. Because he feels so ungrateful despite all the fight. Even people lost life because of him. I think that time he was contesting with one pastor, I think with his popular name. He has a lot of people. He has church. So there are a lot to vote for him. But the Benin, we stood.
That's Izeyamu, Pastor Izeyamu.
Exactly, Pastor Izeyamu. Correct. So he contested with him, but he won. And at last, what did he say? He said they should look at his name. He said, my name is Godwin. He said, there's nothing that I fight that I will not win. So he was so grateful to say thank you to the Edos. As I will also said, but that's 30 billion naira that they have. I think one of my brothers said, if it is even 30 or 22 billion, it's a lot of money. It is not million, billions. So people are losing houses now. And in 5 months' time, he's going to leave. So he should be put to questions. Or if one will not arrest him after his tenure. So people cannot just stay like that and lose their life. After I see how cost to build a house is these days. So people will just lose their house and be homeless. I don't welcome that. Another something that I will also say is that Obi, I was shocked when Oga Elvis mentioned that Obi was attacked today. That has been my fear for long. Obi going without people guiding him and so on and so forth. So open and close to people. I know it's lovely the way he's doing. We like it, but we need his protect. He need to be protected, really. For people to go and attack him today, that has been my fear, even when he was contesting. Not to talk of hearing it today that he was attacked. So one have to do something. What I
No,
will
it
say is
wasn't
that
attacked, madam. It
Is
wasn't
it
attacked. His house.
is it confirmed?
his
Is
house,
it confirmed?
And it was
okay,
Mr. Edwin that said it, not
his house
Mr.
was
Elvis.
attacked. Yeah, his
It
house
was
was
Mr.
attacked.
Edwin that said it, not Mr. Elvis.
Edwin, okay,
Yes,
thank
so
you,
we are
Mr.
not.
Edwin. I said,
Mr. Elvis is not confirmed. I don't know. He didn't say it's so or so. But I
okay,
think
Edwin.
he just let
Okay,
it
so
slip. So
okay.
we shouldn't talk about
So
it.
I'm really afraid that of Abiola. No. We are all here now because of Obi. So we don't want to hear anything that happened, even to his children, wife, any of his family. We don't want to hear pain to him or any of his family. So otherwise, we will all lose hope. If Peter Obi is our hope now, that's what we are fighting for. So another one is that the judiciary, as people used to say, we don't need to beg them. It's their job to do the right thing. And doing the right thing, we are not begging them because we are not right or because we didn't win. We are quite sure Obi win. They are not asleep. They also the election period. They also it. So they will not say that Obi did not win. So they should judge right. Otherwise, I want to use a little bit of my brother Alex. I always call my brother Alex and my sister Rita, Omoye, and so on and so forth. Irene Finest, my sister Pat. According to Alex Grammar, he said that our lawyers turning themselves to Gemetuza, capital Rejetebanto. So they have to really sit down and do the right thing so that things will work well. They will not cause chaos in that Nigeria. So that is my last comment now. I think I have to rest my case here. Thank you, Sister Pat.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yeah,
I believe Mr. Alex is hearing you as you
yeah,
are speaking
capital
the Greek grammar.
Rejetemanto.
On him.
If I say it well, he said they thought they said to Gogo Mentosa and capital Rejetemantel. I don't know. Right.
We are all learning here. This is a very good platform to educate ourselves.
Exactly.
And also Madarita, she also have her own
my sister. I greet you, fire. Two of you. Rita and Alice.
Mama, I greet you, Mama. I mean, I'm not in the league of Alex, so Alex is a encyclopedia.
Yeah. Oh God, I love you all. Thank you, CM. I love you too. Everybody. Thank you.
I know Mr. CM is itching, but Mr. CM, please wait small. Make Mr. Onero talk to us 5 minutes, please. After Onero, I will come to you, Mr. CM. Is that okay? I know you have a lot to say. Please speak to us, Mr. Onero.
Yes, thank you for another opportunity to express my concern both locally, nationally, and internationally. On the issue of Edo State, I see here the last speaker still say Obaseki has 5 months. I want us to clear that. Obaseki was re-elected in September 2020. He was sworn in November 2020. The next election in Edo State I don't know when I go fix it, but it's going to be between August and October, at least before 60 days of swearing in. That's when the next election will be. So Obaseki does not have 5 months. Obaseki has close to a year in his tenure left, if not more than, to serve the people right. It's never too late to do the right thing as we continue to speak. Let him do the right things. The monies that are... Go ahead. Who's speaking?
Hey, thank you, my brother. I'm thanking you.
Oh, Yeah, you're welcome. So Obaseki should wake up from his sleep. It's not enough for him to challenge the federal government sometimes. The local ones that he should be doing, he should focus on it and do what will impact on the life of the people. Not some, I don't want to use big grammar, not things that are indirect. We need direct impact. The roads, the flood that are ravaging Edo State for years since 19 whatever. Since I hear and know about Benin, it's been a problem all over Benin, from Ikbubahi to Uselu to Ugbowo to Siloko Road to Sapomba Road to Upper Sapomba to Ewetubu to Ekenwa, all the area, name it, to Ego, everywhere. When they fall like this is a problem. They now spend money, billions. That billions was many years ago. The 22 or 30 billion of 2014 to 2015 or 16 will be close to 100 billion today, judging by the exchange rate and the inflation. You know, so we all must continue to drag every state governors and every national figure that is in position to impact on the life of the people. They are the ones that now oppress the people until they begin to emulate. I can't say all of them should be like Peter Obi, who most of us that follow for a long time admire. No, just work for the people. Like Obi said, you cannot serve the people when you do not love the people. It's because he loves the people. That's why he will not steal from the people. It's because he loves the people, Peter Obi, I'm speaking about now. That's why he will save the state money for the people. That's why he will invest the state money for the benefit of the people. That's why he will go to the schools and give his personal contact to the head student in most of the schools. Why can't we emulate good things in that country? I will pick the worst of us to rule the best of us and expect the best of result. It doesn't work like that. The same thing is happening in America today. Sometimes they pick some element when they talk or when they act, you look at them and say, where is this one coming from? But not to compare them with our people back home. However, I want to deposit with this so I don't take too much of time. We need to redirect our energy, which we have generated that energy organically across Nigeria, on the social media, on YouTube, on regular media, on the streets of Nigeria. Let's refocus that energy from today back to the judiciary. Back to the judiciary on Monday. INEC is trying to play some fast game and using Festus Okoye to test the water. It's going around media, Arise, channels to see how Nigerians are feeling, as go feel on what their defense line go be in court on Monday and next week. Hell no. We are prepared and ready to give them fire for fire. I think I want to leave the space for others to make their contribution. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, of course. You cannot serve the people if you don't love them. And now our focus should be on the judiciary so that they will be compelled to do the right thing. Thank you so much. The brilliant submission there. Thank you, Mr. CM. Yes, we are ready to hear you now. Thank you.
Okay. On the judiciary coming up on, I think, next week or so, I was told that the base law based on evidence. You win any case based on evidence you provide and if it's convincing. So if that be the case now, at least Labour Party and P2B, they provided the evidence that is not just convincing but intimidating, because when you look at it, there's really no way you're going to. In fact, it's even a national shame. It's not that they presented evidence, but they exposed the shame of a nation. It's a shame, the shame of a nation, to even make a so-called senior advocate of Nigeria to be asking, after all, the passport have expired. So if somebody's passport expires, your citizenship expires. That is the meaning. So that is a shame of a nation, that somebody you declare as president did not even have that basic certificate just to show for citing. Just bring your certificate for citing, not for just let me cite it. You can't even provide. Everything is forgery. Forge. You forge this to suit this purpose. Tomorrow you forge. In 1999, they forged Tinubu forged certificate. I attended government college Ibadan. Okay. When they want to organize a reception, that one of them is now in an old boy of GCI is now the first citizen of Lagos. Somebody asked, according to Yinko Dumaki in his article, said, what state was he really? Nobody could answer. So all the arrangement was, was put away. So he escaped that. And then before 1970, he said he attended the government college in Ibadan. He attended the Southwest College in Chicago. Then University of Chicago. Later they say it wasn't university, it's Chicago State University. Even then, the identity of the person who attended the school was, the person was born 1950, was he 54? And he's a female. Man, this man is so all this. So what is the shame? Why really? Look at, I was in between listening to this, I was watching a bit of the William Ruto, the new president of Kenya. See the way the man was talking on a world stage. He was addressing the problem of Africa and then the humiliation they get from the West. This is Kenya. Now, the so-called giant of Africa, Tinubu, is nowhere to be found.
No.
He's taking steroids somewhere. He's taking so that they won't be shaking. That's all. So what really? Sometimes that's why sometimes when I look at this, I see it beyond. That's what they call. If you live in the Western world, that's what they call dignity. That's what I learned from the Englishman. An Englishman can give you anything. If you say, "Oh, this is your car, you can afford," say you can take it. Oh, if he wants to, he can give anything. Say you can have it, provided that is dignity. You do not let it drop. If he finds out that you don't give him the dignity they feel like anything. But in Nigeria, look at the shame. What we are even debating. A president has no certificate. A president of a country. No school. Whose school did you have? Nowhere. No one. You can't vouch for anything. Who is your mother, your parents? Where did you come from? Today you are Guinea and you are carrying Guinean passport. They say it in Nigeria. Okay, you have a dual citizenship in your form. Why not put a mark? Yes, I have a dual citizen. You said no. That is perjury. You've perjured in law. And then somebody out there still talking about this. You see, every country puts their best forward. Is Tinubu our best? Is he our best? So these are the type of things that when you see, then you wonder why Nigeria is being dragged. All he's doing there is to sign deal. You are doing this. So anyway, let me not deviate too much. So the judiciary should just formality. Just tell them that, look, it's a misnomer. It was a monumental mistake to swear in Tinubu. 25%. What are laws for? The Englishman said if you can't enforce any law, don't bother to make it. Don't formulate any law you can't enforce. It's of no. Then why did they put 25? They should have said that if you score highest vote, that should have been okay. Then they will start to, you can go and rig one local government and have 500 billion votes. You can use it to say yes. But when you say 25%, that Abuja means something. And now they want to put it aside because they couldn't rig that one. So he said anything is not sitting. In fact, I can't. If Nigeria must be good, which I believe, until P2B gets in, that is when Nigerians will now have a feel what leadership is all about. That is what really is mean. A leader is not really the person that you see in the siren convoy. No, that's not a leader. A leader is somebody you may luckily you see them in a leprosy hospital. Leprosy, you see, that's where you see him. You see a leader. You may be wondering. You may even be lucky. You are traveling abroad.
The people.
You are traveling abroad only for people to be taking selfies. Say what is happening. Say it's our president is even traveling with us on a commercial flight. The president of Tanzania did it mega fully. So he hasn't. So this is what leadership is all about. You relate with the people, you do things, and not that in your own house you drink Fanta Orange. When you now get into government house, you start to ask for champagne or whose money. And that is not. You are no longer. You are not. That you are being corrupt. Tomorrow they tell you when you are in a private, all the things you've been struggling for over 35 years or 25 years of your working life, you've not been able to rent a flat. Can be able to pay for a flat in Europe to rent. Now wait, because you find yourself at the corridor of power, you will now be talking. There's one mansion in Dubai. It's going for $580 million. You look for it and buy water. In that case, now you're a thief. You are not supposed to be there. You are just milking the people. You are stealing. That person, that man that stops the luxury buses in the midnight with your under gun point. You are the same thing. You are just robbing your people. In the end, you're a leader. Are you not ashamed? How can you suppose it should have been a case of when you are in position of leadership, you give of yourself for the good of others, and not when you come out, you become a multi-billionaire. People can't see you, you can't do anything. All you talk is how to get money. Ekweremadu was Senate president. Before you know it, 40 houses everywhere. For what? What are you going to do with that? Nine houses in Dubai. It is even against the law for you to be in public office and be doing private business. In that, it is even against the law, unless farming, a political office holder, you are a senator, and you are still importing containers. That is, if you are not, it's unlawful. At most, you be a farmer. Yeah, but then and they will tell you. So, why should a Kweremadu be in office and still be having houses everywhere? Why? And he wasn't have all these houses. He did not buy them before he became a senator. Everything was between this period. So why? That is a thief. And yet they are looking for somebody who stole bread in one type of market, and they are carrying this thing the person. So please let the judiciary help Nigerians. Let them just allow P2B to take over so that all these shenanigans, at least people will have faith that the man there is not interested in stealing. Since he hasn't got houses all over Europe and America, he's not going to start having it now. So he's not interested. All he's interested is stop oil theft, reform the seaport, money will be gushing out. Then with it, he can then develop agriculture, farming in, like he said with Dati, the vast agricultural land of the north, uncultivated. That will be the next crude oil. So that whatever Kenya makes from cultivating coffee and all those, Nigeria will be making it. Whatever Morocco makes from seaport, P2B will benchmark it, Nigerian seaport against Morocco, and benchmark our electricity against Egypt. That is the way to lead. Thank you.
Thank you. Exactly. There's a lot of things that have to change. And we know that our PO is the person that Nigeria needs at this time. Thank you so much, Mr. CM. Engineer Chris again, please unmute and speak to us. Another 5 minutes. Thank you.
On judicial.
Please speak up. Thank you.
Yeah, still on judicial. I know a lot of obedience keeps saying.
You need to increase your voice a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I be heard?
Not is breaking, but just continue to speak.
Yeah. A lot of obedience, both in Nigeria and diaspora. Everybody is talking about judiciary. That's the test is on judiciary. The test is on judiciary. Yes, we all know, and we know how it plays out. But for me, I would say 1% of me don't trust them, but 99.9%, or rather 99.9% of me believe they will do the right thing because the evidences are just enormous. They are mouth watering. They are mind blowing. So I think they, as Dati Ahmed said, if they want to end democracy, let them not do the right thing. Let them not give the right pronunciation. If they want to make the world, I think I've tried to make certain researches. I've made research to find out any sitting president or any sitting president of the world, any country in the world where we have a drug, somebody that was indicted for drug or without any school certificates that was elected as a sitting president. I have not seen anywhere any record at all. But only in Nigeria things like this happened. That in fact, I'm sure every record of corruption have been broken in Nigeria, where an acclaimed professor, in quotes, is rigging election for an illiterate, or is rigging election for someone who have no character, who have questionable character, who have no dignity. As the Westerners, as everybody is complaining, is calling on European days, American days. I think we heard about some politicians that the United States was sanctioning on visa ban, but they didn't call any of them's name. Why they were making that pronunciation, 2 days later, they were appointing delegates that will come for inauguration. What does that tell you? What does it tell you? That it's only us that can solve our problem. These people, as far as I'm concerned, they really don't care.
At all.
2015, we had an epileptic kind of election still that was irregular, that was not transparent, and we had them on ground. They made their pronunciation, on national TVs, they said it that there was a lot of glitches, a lot of election malpractice that went on. But they went back and they gave reports that Nigeria election was credible. So why do we keep, despite at every election, they support financially, send whatever they send, which we don't know where those money goes. But they really don't care. If, in fact, as Professor Lumumba says, any day Nigeria wakes up, Africa will wake up. They don't want you to wake up because any day things start working right in Africa, I say the economic hub of the world is Africa. The Western, the Europe, the Asia, the Far East, American, North, South, and Latinos. Most countries in the world, their economy is having boosts from Africa. They only have better economy, but the resources, the wealth is in Africa. They only have better economy, governance that works, but the resources of the world lies in Africa. Sri Lanka, what are they living on? cow horn, cow horn, making slippers and the rest of them. What is, but go to Google the economic, the poverty center of the world is not Sri Lanka, as poor as they used to be. Nigeria have, when did Vietnam came out from their world, they have better economy. A lot of Africans that cannot stand, they cannot speak when Nigerians are speaking. Under Jonathan, we lost our maritime seats under Jonathan because we put somebody that has no clue on what to do. He was also appointing PAs and assistants to speak in world table in maritime. Nigeria lost maritime seat till today. Nobody's talking about it anymore. It's gone because of policies. Government comes in, they don't appoint those that have the credential, that have the intellect to run, to sit in offices. They make the appointment based on party, based on what do you call it? This party entitlement. Your position has to be this. You are based on loyalty, not that you already elect. Therefore, you need to head the power sector. They would rather give it to somebody that possibly that red business at the mill to run an electric power station. Obviously, you know it's going to be catastrophe because the person has no clue on what to do.
No.
Lagos they have a slogan in Lagos Ministries. The slogan in Lagos Ministry, they always say that is Lagos is chop I chop. They make every ministry accommodating and workable for anybody to come in and invest. Lagos will eat. You as a company owner, you will eat.
Okay.
But you and I knows nothing like that. Lagos will run you to a point you rather go back to your village or shut down your company because their greed has no boundary. Their greed has no boundary. They will suck you until you have nothing left to give. But they will tell you, we make money, you make money. We make money,
Okay.
you make money.
Please,
Which
okay.
is
30 seconds, round up so that other people will also contribute.
so we believe our mandates. We believe this mandate. As much as I advocated for this labor, in fact, I actually lost certain bets telling somebody, I say P2B must win this election. But the truth of the matter was he won, but someone else was appointed. So, but we still believe, I believe strongly that he must be given this mandate. The mandate that he truly won. We must get it back. It doesn't matter what INEC do or whatever faces of Okoye come out, since he has overtaken Lai Mohammed in terms of lives. But whatever they want to say, these people, the reason why you don't see them, the reason why they have the guns they have to say things they say, they don't move in daytime. Their movement is always at midnight on convoy and tinted cars. I've had a witness. They move only in the midnight to visit their.
Kindly round up now. Round up so that another person will speak. Thank you.
Yeah, that is my question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Alex, are you awake? Are you awake now? Okay. Madam Busy Brains, we are back to you again, please. Madam Busy Brains. Okay. Madam Rita, please come through for us.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Madam Patricia.
Thank you.
I just want to say that I really appreciate this educative discussion. And then I just pray and I hope that we will get our mandate back. I can't wait for Monday to, listen to the proceedings, the court proceedings, because Nigeria has to move forward. We are tired of this back and forth. It's just everything they're doing now is just a repetition of what has happened in the past. I mean, we are too old and wise now, not to know the tricks, that these people keep playing every day. Nigeria should just ignore Professor Sukoye. Professor Sukoye is the mice that the big rat has sent message. So whatever he's spewing from his mouth is absolute nonsense, arrant nonsense. So Nigeria should just ignore him. Whatever his campaign mantra is, let him be talking. But I believe that when we get our mandate, all these people will come to account for every action that they've taken. Good night, everybody. Hope to see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis, Mommy Diaspora, my sister in finance, Busy Brain, Mr. Alex, Dr. CM, what's the gentleman from Nigeria? I'm sorry, I can't really see the names. I just appreciate everyone.
Engineer Chris.
Yes, Engineer Chris, thank you very much. Engineer Chris, your Lord is your strength, whatever it is you're doing in Nigeria, you will succeed. Just keep forging ahead. These people, listen, evil has an expiry date. Intimidation has an expiry date. So whatever you're doing, as long as whatever it is you're doing is legal, just keep forging ahead. Just keep looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. You will succeed. Thank you very much, Madam Patricia. God bless you. And everyone, have a good night.
Thank you. Good night. See you tomorrow.
I think you guys are in July 1st. So tomorrow is Canada Day. So
yes.
Happy July 1st.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Madam Ame Bright, please speak to us again. Okay, she's not there now. Right. Okay. Mr. Alex. Let me call on Mr. Alex before we go back to Mr. CM. Mr. Alex is sleeping. Okay. Mr. CM.
Okay. Thank you. Let me give my closing submission.
Yeah.
I thank everybody for keeping up the hope, because I know we give a lot of people hope. Somebody told me when he saw me on Niger Watch, he said, I saw you, I listened, you people are giving us hope. That hope, we'll soon get over the line. So we keep hope alive. I thank everybody for coming, and let's make it a point of duty. Come here, analyze it. Like I said, here we don't manufacture news. We interrogate the news. We've already had the headline either 2 days ago, a day ago, or whatever. The only thing is that when we play it here, we bring different perspectives. Tell people what they must have not thought. The idea, the angle they must have not seen, the other side, and then relate it to why we're obedient. So that is basically what we do here, and then to encourage ourselves. So far, so good for us. We've been doing it very well, and we'll continue to do it until Peter Obi gets over the line. He will, because it's for the good of everybody. You have a candidate, he comes once in a blue moon. We've not had such a candidate since 1999. Nigerian politics is replete with people becoming stupendously rich when they leave office. Now look at governor, people that served with Peter Obi as governor in different states. Some, as part of their package, they are collecting every 6 months, they buy the new SUV car, medical treatment for them and their family, their children, their wife, maybe their concubines. They build house for them maybe in their state capital and in Abuja, and they give them cash. Peter Obi, not even pure water, he doesn't want. He doesn't need it. He said, no need. I don't need it. Let them use it to repair. So even if he serves Nigeria, it's the same thing. So that is why people don't like him. As a governor, he's not taking pension. He doesn't require anything. So that is what they call selfless. Selfless. Because we came to this world empty-handed like this. When we are going, he's still empty-handed. Was it not Alexander the Great a general that conquered almost every part of the world, goes there, collect gold, does everything. Those he stole, those he was given to him, stupendously rich. At a time he knew he's going to die, he called his people and said, look, when I die, bury me with a gold casket. In the casket, make sure that there are 2 openings where I can bring out my hand as I'm being laid in the casket, and let the best doctors in this world carry my corpse, carry my coffin. Reason being that the 2 hands he brought was to tell the world, I'm empty. I haven't got anything. I'm going back to my Mecca, empty-handed. That all the money I've made in the world, even the gold, I'm leaving everything behind. That even the best doctors cannot save my life. Therefore, the world is vanity. Let our leaders listen. The world is vanity. Alexander the Great, he said, he said, open the coffin, put my hand, just put a window where my 2 hands will come out so that the world will see my hand is empty. I have nothing. I'm not holding anything as I'm going back to my Mecca. The expensive coffin is to tell them that everything ends in this world. The doctors carrying me means that not even the best doctor can save you. So you came to the world empty, you are going back empty. So why steal from the poor people? Why seize pension, gratuity, and salary? Why owe contractors? Why not award a good contract? Even the house, Ekweremadu left all the house. I use the Ekweremadu all the time. All the house Ekweremadu left in Dubai. If he dies, the house will remain there. Meanwhile, 15 houses in Abuja, that is Ekweremadu, Deputy Senate President. 10 in Enugu, making 25. 1 in Lagos, making 26. 2 in the UK, making 28. 3 in the USA, making 31. And 9 in Dubai, making it 40. These are forfeited. Those they couldn't explain. This is doesn't mean that there's still some. Maybe they left for him. But these 40 forfeited. 40 houses. You can imagine how many billion, all of them with total billion. Those in the US, 3 in dollars. Those in UK in pound, 2. Those in Dubai, 9. 15 in Abuja, 10 in Enugu, 1 in Lagos. So in the end, when he will die, he died like Alexander the Great. Everything will be. So please, our leaders should emulate P2B. Obaseki, you are still in office. You have 1 year to make amends. Make haste while the sun shines. The way they say. You don't go with all these things. Those that have stolen Nigeria, where is Abacha? Where is all those things? These are vanity. You don't need it. The happiness is reign in the heart of the people. That is leadership. The reign in the heart. What are they asking you, poor people? Tar road. Don't give them just tar road that they will walk on it for years to come, which you even walk if you want. So please, I will say good night. Let's keep our hope. I think they are listening.
You can't say good night to Mr. P. Me and you were here, so and then
I think
we are still here. Mr. We're waiting for.
Where is Alex? Okay, Alex. Maybe
Alex is there, but
maybe
I
Alex.
think he's taking.
Alex is in Nigeria.
He's on trance. He's on trance. He will soon come back from that trance. So
okay,
engineer. Yeah, he's there.
Chris. Okay, Chris, they use KRY. Abi you they fear now because of the tax. They spell Chris as CHRIS. Your own as KRY. Abi now because of the tax.
No, I've always had it like this. So even my Facebook, I've always had it like this.
Okay, no, I just the joke. Because they hammer you tax, so you can evade it through. you know what?
Over 15. Always, in short, my Facebook is S10. My Facebook is S10. So
okay.
I've always like.
It's true.
So
I mean, people should do something.
Their tax matter is non-existent, so it doesn't hold water.
Okay.
It doesn't hold water. The Ekwuremadu's matter is because his own came out. Every one of them.
That is what that's why I use him as a point. Are you telling me that 109 senators is only Ekwuremadu that is a thief? No, it's not possible.
One of They are all into. They all have enormous properties everywhere that they cannot even give account of. Tinubu has even more than what Ikurumado has. They are all into. They are all. The question is, why accumulating wealth you cannot even manage? What you cannot, your entire generation, they can't finish the money people are packing. What is the sense? Most of the time they will have one illness that doctors cannot even cure. And you're accumulating wealth that makes no sense. That is one thing. That is one thing I respected. The only reason I respected Chris Okotie of Household, Pastor Reverend Chris Okotie, about. I think Household is just that one branch he has in Oregu. Just that one branch. That church has been there now maybe up to 30 years. Just that one branch. Redeem says their vision is every street or every 3-4 houses you must see Redeem. But as you all know, Nigeria, with all the churches going on everywhere, no life is better. No life is better. Some people prefer to stay in church, or I'm not deviating, sorry. Some people prefer to remain in church from Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday praying, and you're not working. Opposite my house is an MFM church, Mountain on Fire, direct opposite my gate. Sometimes I don't go to church, but I will hear them finish church prayer. There is another building, another empty land, just the same fence with mine. They use there as a parking lot. It's owned by someone else. Sometimes they will finish service. I'll be hearing them abusing themselves, maybe due to parking one thing or the other. In fact, I've heard somebody saying, "You're an idiot. Thunder fire you. May God damage you." And they just came out from service. They just came out from church service. The church was still in section, and somebody that said he went to worship God is reading such abuses on a fellow member. And what did they go and do? What kind of God are they worshiping? So our problem is, the thing is, anyone their own plays out, that time the person's cup is full. We start talking about them. But every one of them is same. That is why somebody like P2B, there was somebody that made a comment about it before yesterday. I think he was on Ned Media. Somebody wrote something and said, "You people are just wasting your time. That people are just wasting your time and talking nonsense. Jagaban remains unshakable." I responded to the person. I said, I'm ashamed on your behalf. I told him, I said, I'm ashamed on your behalf. And I'm very sure your family is ashamed of you for you to make such comment. He started writing whatever I wasn't reading. I asked him, I said, as I am, I've never met P2B in person. But based on what we know, what has been verified, I can swear in any oath that during elections, people were saying, what if he goes in and he disappoints? What if he goes in and he does? Said, I will swear anywhere that this man cannot disappoint Nigerians. That P2B cannot disappoint Nigerians. It's not even possible. Because this is a man that has compassion. It's a man that told you he's not poor, and not because he says record, the evidence is there. But he's not like the regular African politicians. Not just Nigeria. It's not the regular politicians that you see on daily. Maybe after him, maybe another 40 years or 50 years, maybe another selfless man will come out from somewhere. But for now, nobody beats his record. At least Mandela is late. But at least he didn't suffer what Mandela suffered. But his antecedent, we will not even say, I won't even put him in category of Mandela, because this is a man that have opportunity. He has been in positions, so he has been tested. He didn't go through the suffering. There's some people suffering, and maybe that was one of the reasons why they voted Obasanjo. Then they said he has been in position as a poor person, because he had been arrested. He has been without money, that he can serve Nigeria better. I asked a question. I was in a place called Pen Garden Hotel in Eastern Bypass in Port Harcourt. A man called Mr. Emma. He was arguing with me as a young boy. Said Obasanjo, he's the best candidate. I said, but this man is arrogant. So why will he say he's the best person to serve when he's showing sign of arrogancy? Why will you, as he came out from prison, they've appointed you as the next president, and they will ask him question on a debate. He will tell you, I can't answer you that. Yes, Obasanjo said that. Certain question, he say, I can't answer you that. And these are simple questions that they needed honesty. He was answering on manifesto, and some personal ones he tell them, I can't answer you that. And he will stamp on it, he never answered it. And I had a problem on that. I said, a man that have not gotten into office is not yet the president, but he's detecting to tell you what he want to answer and what you not answer, and people were clapping. So what makes you not think when he get into that office, sit there as a president, and he'll be answerable to you? And we all know what happened. He entered, and manifesto was pushed one corner, and he carried out his aim that he wanted. We never had it best, but he did some job better than where we are coming from in terms of, through him we had the SS crude, through him we had reserve, because under Abacha we had sanctions. We are not dealing with direct international oil sales. The whole Abacha loot, Abacha this, Abacha that we are hearing today. Abacha was using individuals to do sales of crude because we were under sanction. Those individuals were banking those monies on different foreign reserve accounts. They were banking them severally. So when Abacha was dead, a lot of them were not remitting those money back to the federal coffers. Those were actually most of the money you're seeing. You're hearing Abacha loot, Abacha this, Abacha that never ends. And we had the money coming back. We don't even know where those monies being brought back, where it's going to. I think during Buhari, 2-3 years ago, there was one US was returning back to us. The money disappeared. They now said they used to buy weapon because Nigeria needed military needed urgent weapon. Then I read something in American Online where they said they posted a picture of an invoice of a company that truly the money was paid into certain company for ammunition. We never had anything again about ammunition. Story ended. Then the next thing we had at the end of the year in another money, we had America sat on the next money coming back. They refused to release it. Why did America refuse to release the next loot that they recovered? Simply because they knew the last one was shared. So this one also will be shared. So they held on it. The story, the matter have been shoved under carpet till date. It keeps going on and on and on and on because we have government that cannot be held accountable. The leaders that is just about them. Political office is a shame. Is a business avenue for them, just for them to come and make money. Because the offices remains attractive for them to come in. We would have started talking about, okay, yeah, finally, maybe Tinubu, after all, he's coming in to do work, but he doesn't have it. He can't give what he don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. We would have the announcement of subsidy is gone. What I expected from him is cost of governance. First thing will be reviewed, and my office, as the wife said in quote, I and my family, we are blessed. We don't need Nigerian money. My will not be taken. My salary will not be taken, and therefore, the first step is to review cost of governance before any other thing. Then we'll look into subsidy and the rest of them. Then we would have said, really, truly, this person, because he's old at 80-something years, maybe he has decided to use the remaining few years he has. Why he's living under steroids. That maybe want to use those remaining years to make a better living of his life. But obviously, it's continuation of greed. So we are waiting on judiciary. If Mahmoud, the things he said, or rather he never said anything at all, versus Okoye, among every one of them, the only person that was disappointed, that's why he's not coming on social media, he's not coming on the news. The only person that was disappointed, that truly ashamed of the 5th February election, was Mike Igini. That's why I've not been seeing him. He only spoke once. Everybody waited for him. He was one of the people that made us, apart from Mahmoud, that made us believe that really this time things will be different. But the man was so ashamed that the lie was too heavy for him to uphold because of what they carried out. So that's why he remained off media, because the lies people like Festus Okoye or whatever Festus is giving, he cannot control those lies. That's why he stays off media. If the things we hear from Professor Mahmoud, at least some of those things was actually carried out. Let's say the politicians carried out their rigging or their ballot snatches from their touts. Mahmoud kept to his words. By now, we wouldn't have even had any president. They will still be under process. It will be under court review. Then what the chief judge of Federation said on the last swearing in, when he was swearing in some judge, then would have maybe believed it. Said really what he's speaking, you can take it to the bank. But these people, their words means nothing. The things they say from this mouth, and the other side is a bit carried out something else. Because it was a good speech. It was a good speech he gave. He was giving advice about using your judgment, monetizing. You have you have several temptations from good amount of money to sway in certain judgment and whatever disease from them, this, that. Always uphold your conscience, believe in the people, serve the people other than your personal interests and blah 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 blah. It will get to his table. His word is recorded. We are waiting. When you get to Supreme, then we'll know. Really, the words is advice. Let's see how far what is going to happen. Because one thing that is obvious is Peter Obi will get judgment. It will be in his favor from the tribunal we're having now is going to be on Peter Obi's favor. So, but then we will now see what happens in Supreme. So then we'll bring his judgment. Then we'll bring Chief Justice words then in one side. Then we'll bring his judgment on one side and compare really if what he said last week we to the bank. So that is my word for now.
Okay, thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
CM.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, because you've been reaching, but you could have interjected now. You could have also.
I think we've more like it's like maybe because it's weekend, people are really not turned in. Anyway, well, everything, on the political scene, it appears things are a bit quiet because Obi has finished presented his case. So by next week, hopefully, when these people will make a mess of themselves, we now know what will happen.
Yes,
As far as I know. As far as I know. But then, let us even say it. Now, do you know that, okay, they say there's a tax on the cost of, is it the tariff, what they pay for electricity in Nigeria? They want to increase it by
40%.
41%.
40. Okay,
41
okay.
or 40. Okay, 41.
Okay. Let's go for 39. So let's just say let's go 39. So when you are increasing all this, a government that is sensitive will first of all tell the bank. In fact, I don't see why you should transfer money from UBA to First Bank in Nigeria and you pay charge. Why? I don't see it's not because that is stealing. It's not done anywhere in the world. If you are transferring money from UBA in Nigeria to another bank in Ghana, they may say this. But you are transferring money from somebody has a bank account in UBA Kaduna, want to transfer money to somebody with Union Bank account in Enugu, you pay for what? What if we have two of us, we are having the same account? I mean, we have Union Bank account, and if from my own Union Bank account to your own Union Bank, why should I pay? Why? You see, a lot of things. That's why sometimes, government to lead the people, what you require is the love for the people. When you have it, you won't steal. When you have it, you negotiate the best terms. You negotiate the best term. If Peter Obi could bring a Sab Miller brewery at Onitsha, one of the conditions, he said, look, 40% of your workforce must come from Anambra State. Then 60 can be competed by anybody, including Anambra indigenous, but 40%, you know what it means? And that is steady. It's because you love your people, you want to be governor. Look at all these people that are former governors. Look at how they looted their state. Tinubu is in Abuja. Alpha Beta is still collecting money in Lagos. For what? So you see, what you can't, those people, somebody said you can't give what you do not have. A thief should not be a leader. If you are interested in how to steal, milk your people, become a billionaire, have private jet. P2B has no private jet. There's no need. He uses only one car because he has to move around. That's all. All this half house here, half house there is not interested. So leadership is not about acquiring wealth or stealing money from your people. It is not. If that is what you have in mind and you want to be a leader, you had better not put your name forward, not put yourself forward. particularly a country like Nigeria, look at the way people. Okay, when you sell a liter of petrol, 500 naira, how much will it cost somebody on a? I'm not even checking minimum wage. Let's say minimum wage is 30. Somebody earning 50,000 naira a month. Won't the person pay house rent? Won't the person feed and pay transport?
Children school fees.
Well. And you see, okay, let us see. You know, when they talk of this subsidy, do you know that every country in the Western world they
Subsidized.
subsidize one thing or the other. In UK, milk from farmers is about the cheapest thing. Fresh milk they supply to supermarkets. Somebody told me, the manager of the supermarket said, look, said if they are going to pay full price for milk, not that people can still afford it, but it won't be like this. I say, why? He said, because government subsidizes it. There are times some farmers may complain that there's a cow disease, a season. There are sometimes maybe they have this I call the foot and mouth disease. Foot and mouth disease in the UK one time. So you have to call their cattle. Maybe you kill them because if you keep them, it's gonna come and then fester. So they give them money, kill them and bury them. That is subsidy. Telling a farmer. He said government has to, as if government want to buy it over. He gave them money, say kill those animals because they are not fit. There's a disease going around. There's a
Nigeria, they
tendency that
will sell it. They will take the money and still sell it.
so what I'm trying to point out is to tell you that there is what they call subsidy. In Nigeria, I stand to be corrected. After fresh air, the only thing a poor man would enjoy in Nigeria is that petrol, not because he has a car or he drinks petrol, but because of the fact that he can at least wave down a keke, please carry me to this place. He says it's 15 naira, okay, pay 30, let me drop you, or pay 100. That is the only thing. But for you now, where you drop you manage 100 naira. Keke will now say, say fuel don't rise on 800, na 5, na 6. You will say, what? He said petrol. So that subsidy is not. Why is it that we are talking of subsidy? They are borrowing on what? How much will it cost to fix our refinery? How much? 8 years since Jonathan left. They grounded the whole refinery. Okay, they say Dangote is building. Where is Dangote's petrol now? Where is it? Nigeria they can sort of put up a stunt. They are not afraid of gathering the world in a room. Say they want to launch something only for you. They can keep you there for ages to tell you that yeah, we are sorry, we didn't want to launch. They disgrace themselves. How can you be talking of you want to remove subsidy since we've been talking? Why not? Because if our refineries are working, the petrol, say the Port Harcourt refinery is in session, is working. The petrol comes from there, maybe some few 100 meters to this thing. That's all. So that cost of bringing in fuel won't be there. Everything is Nigerianized. I mean, not Nairanized. You don't need a dollar because it's there, but they don't want because that won't give them the billions they want. All they want is draw a budget of 37.95 trillion. People will shout. In the end, a good 32 million will be stolen. Then the remaining 7 trillion borrowed money. Contractors will filter it away. The other one they share. My people, in fact, it's heart wrenching, but the more you talk about all these things, you find out that the solution to our problem is a simple thing, only requires a little bit of imagination, which P2B will bring. Don't steal people's money, save the money. Like what Obaseki is doing. If you ask now, they may say no money. There is money. Cut down on all those things you people are eating in government. That's what Obi did in Oka government house. They made a provision that every day they will slaughter one cattle for the catering department of government house. Obi said no. Said it's only me and my wife. My children are not here. So who are you cooking for? He said, "Hey, that's why." He said, no, you stop it. So they saved over in those days about 150, 160,000 for one fat cow. And the person supplying it cannot supply it at the rate of 150 or 160. He must put it at 350 so that
Government.
he will get his own cut and then share people that will approve the voucher for him. P2B said no. He said they don't. So that money was saved. So many things he wastage. He called them, saved everything, and then used it to pay cleared pension for everybody, even increased salary. Every secondary school in Anambra State principal has got a brand new car. Do you know what it means? Can you know what it means? Even Lagos, they are saying, how many principal in secondary school we are giving car by government? Brand
None,
new.
none,
Uh,
because
brand
none,
new. So if you're a
none.
school principal and the governor calls you at your car, the state capital, only for you to come and give you the key, say this is your car forever. Just go and make sure that you teach the students well. Why can't Anambra improve? Teachers. How many governor can say the senior prefect, you give your mobile phone number to students, they will be holding. Anything that goes wrong, text a senior prefect will wake up and say, look, that was school, we don't have desk and chair. He will text the governor and the governor will come. Do you know? Forget, there's nobody can say that example. Nobody.
It's
A
on
governor.
comparison. And Obi was saving 10% of every money
Every
every
month, he said it now. He said it. Said every allocation that comes from Abuja, I tell the accountant general, remove 10% first and keep. We work
Mhm.
with the other one. That is the thing. He said, because this, he said, some people came in those days asking Obi, all this money you are saving. Instead of you, Obi said, but are you not saving money for your children? Are you
Oh,
not buying the land you are buying at Onisha, Enugu, building, two-story building this? Is it for you? Is it not because of your children? So that he said, this my children. If it is, why can't I save for Anambra children? Why?
oh.
That is what he asked. He said, why can't, when he gave schools to the missionaries owned by Catholic Church, Anglican, or Method, anywhere, say, take back your school, manage it, then we will give you money to run it. The Commissioner for Education said, after all, we've given them school, let them run it now. Is it that Peter B said, but it is our children that are attending that school. So why should we leave? You see, you can't be the man. When you love the people you want to work for, there is nothing you can do for them. There's P2B had the opportunity of stealing money. Even the normal pension people collect, he didn't. Nothing. His security vote was any Anambra student, if you have one first class from any university, no matter the cost, just come down to Anambra and tell the governor this is 1 million. Handshake.
And which he finished his security vote, so using his personal money.
Uh-huh. Yes,
If
he said even when he left, some people were having first class and came. He said, "But I'm no longer the governor." He gave him out of his own 1 million. He said he still give that 1 million is just to tell you thank you for doing us proud.
encouragement.
Huh? Some of them in those days when 1 million may worth some thousands of dollar.
Good.
He said Peter B said he was in a wedding somewhere. I don't know where is it. Somebody walked up to him, greeted him. He was looking. He said, "Sir, one of those people you gave 1 million naira for having first class." Peter said, "He said, I'm in Australia. I'm a lecturer. I went there, did my postgraduate, and they gave me. I'm now a lecturer. I'm coming home." So for you see, to build with people, leadership, there's nothing we all in abroad now. Is it difficult? Because you are open. You are not interested in stealing money. So why won't you succeed? If Obaseki in Edo State is not interested in stealing money, not only stealing by lodging it outside the country or somewhere, but you are not even interested in case of inflating contract. If they give you, you said no, that you want it at a very very fair rate or cheap, and you get the best. When you do something, you don't just do it as if you're doing your own. The people won't forget. Today, not even and do I even know about Niger Watch? If not that somebody told me, said I should listen to the when I came here, it was P2B. Peter said, hey, P2B, that they are talking like this. Yeah, P2B. I said, oh, look at. Now everybody's talking because of his life. The way he lived, he's not a thief. He's not interested. They can't find anything about him. Public office, he doesn't want. What is due to him, he will say, take. Let it use for the good of the people of Anambra State. And then tomorrow, if he becomes a president, is that when he will now start to steal crude oil?
Wonder.
Hmm?
I wonder.
Peter will be at over 60 when he didn't steal money all his life. So it is now that he will now go to become president and start to say, okay, go and put this in a Swiss bank for me. He doesn't have time for that. Brother Peter B will tell you that all those cars, brand new Mercedes, he may telling us and supply the car we drive. All this ones sold. Yes. We telling us and bring one Jeep or two, keep for standby. All these cars, all of them sold. Then use the money. He will tell you that there is a school that the roof is leaking.
I told somebody that if P2B enters power, what Nigeria owed, there are promises they will not make. But I foresee this man settling Nigerian debts
Yes.
within the money that we have.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you now. He won't borrow because he's like allergic to borrowing money. Do you know what he will tell you? He will say, look, okay, is it not P2B that said in July last year, before the evening, he said ASU is on strike for how much? 1.3 trillion.
And he
He said,
broke it.
okay. He said, okay. He said OPEC gave us either, was it not 2 point something million barrels a day, and Nigeria is not making up to. So Nigeria is losing about 1.7.
Yeah. About
He said this 1.7 in a day, multiply it by 31. So this is what we lose every month, like for July. Then multiply it by, he said the dollar. Some say 600, is going for either 600 and something. The other one is going for either, he said, okay, let me use middle way, 400. Multiply it by 400 naira. That is what he gives you in I mean, multiply it by what is the dollar in dollar rate, then you convert it to naira. From there, he tell you he gives about 1.7 trillion. He said so from July oil theft alone, he could have paid ASU, and the ASU is
settled
asking for 1.3. That is how he went. He said so if we have conserved it, he said our children are at home and we are making campaign. When the
down.
children are at home, this is your future. If the children, that's why Nigeria has no future now, because the people that we take over, you don't train them well. You don't train them. So Peter Obi said, when our children are at school, so if you give us out of that 1.7 trillion, you give this for July, what was not sold, what was
But
stolen.
just in what then he mentioned the what else? What else did he mention? Okay, about the first time Nigeria ever borrowed money for
Okay, for Kainji. Now he said it. He said Nigeria borrowed 1965 by Tafawa Balewa. He said the letter he wrote, because Peter Obi saw it on the archive. He wrote to IMF or World Bank, say, please,
IMF.
he need this money, this sum, that will cover the cost of establishing a dam in Nigeria. And this dam we use it for our irrigation and farming, that we also boost food. That's the way he explained it, and he used the money, and that was it. But now, Peter Obi said they will tell you they borrow. Tell them, let them show you where they put the money. They won't. They borrow to share.
The money we've borrowed since then can build 80 Kanji Dam, but we don't have one extra built. The money we've borrowed since then can build 80 Kanji Dam, but we don't have one extra built. All has been shared. This, like he said, is all everything in this country is all about consumption. I always tell who that cares to know. I said 90% of revenue Nigeria raises in this country goes to politicians. 90% of Nigerian revenue goes to is just what they used to feed politicians. Because what is in which infrastructure? That okay, that you say okay.
If you see Governor Akpabio, former governor of Akwa Ibom, his severance package and the pension he's collecting. Now he's sitting in the Senate collecting salary again.
The other one still stands. So the other one still stands.
My brother, don't tire. Let me go and sleep so that I can come out tomorrow again. Tell Madam Patricia, sorry, I have to sleep so that
Okay.
I can be able to join you people again tomorrow, because I know
Okay.
so many news we develop. Who knows what Obaseki will say about this, what we say this night. Some of his snipers or informants must have overheard us say so many things. But that's not bad. That's to be expected. Good night, everybody, please, or good
Thank
morning.
you.
Good morning
Thank
from
you.
here.
Thank you for
Okay,
your time.
good morning. Yeah.
Good night. Yeah. So, yeah, just a minute. Yeah, please continue to talk to us, Mr. Engineer Ken. Engineer Chris, please talk to us.
Yes. So if anybody or it comes out in the news tomorrow that Governor Obaseki or somebody had to make any speech concerning what he said today, is good. That is the reason why the platform is there, to put them in check. To put them in check. Things like this, when he raises issues that are raised, at least they will not be quiet. Since during this election going on, if this issue had been raised past 1 month, I'm very sure something would have been done. You would have had one news or something, even if they have to give fictitious information or whatever that is not true, or an allocation, or contracts are being awarded any contract that they will say they're going to start so time. Something possibly would have been done, because this country, they always wait. They always wait for you to push them. The government or every political office holder, they always wait for you to push them to talk before they do something. If you don't talk,
They
they
don't do anything.
they are
Okay.
their pockets for for their party appointments, individual the loyalist appointments. Because if, let's go back to Tinubu, if really, even though we know who he is, we know his record. If really he was in to work, like there is this lady in APC that they said he invited her to come down to London. That he asked her, I forgot, is this Aja Hayatu or something? That was said that she turned down Tinubu's offer. She said he asked him, he didn't answer her call. Then someone else has to call her. Then eventually she answered the call. He invited her if she can come to, and she she went answer. He asked her, can her ticket be bought? If he can buy her ticket, she said she can afford her ticket. That she went to meet with him at his lodge. She said she asked him, "What do you have for the North? What is your plan for Nigeria?" Say he told her, Tinubu told her openly that he has no idea. There is no plan.
Okay.
That there was no plan. She now said no, that was why she turned down his offer to be his campaign, whatever that he was offering her. He said he told her that he has no plan. Then APC came out with their normal loud mouth and start saying that the woman was suspended, she's just biased, she's just speaking. He said she would return back to her rights. If she was suspended, how come you are calling her to come and head presidential campaign team? If she was
Anyway,
as you,
anyway, thank you, Engineer Chris. I think
yeah,
we'll continue this tomorrow. Is that okay? If
it's
you can,
very
or
well.
you want to just maybe 1 minute to round up your last word before we close the broadcast for today.
Yeah, I think the
1 minute.
The court hearing is on Monday. I think is on Monday.
Yes.
I think it's on Monday.
Yes, Monday.
I don't think there is any tribunal. I don't think there is any tribunal today, Saturday. I don't think there is.
No. It's on the 3rd. Everything starts the 3rd again.
So when the INEC will start fooling themselves. So
Yes.
let's just wait. And at the same time, we know within today, tomorrow, we will have people like Festus to also come and ignite more lies to confuse those gullible ones, to keep on pushing their lies against Monday, because we know within today and tomorrow something must come up. So we must have something to talk about. So let's see. But we are strongly waiting. Like Labour Lego team said, they are prepared. They are waiting with fireworks, and they've arranged the best brilliant minds waiting for them to start their lies, so that, because they have to continue lying as they've been doing.
Okay.
So let's wait and see.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, so I want to, on behalf of Mr. Elvis, I want to thank everybody, especially you that's still here with us, Madam Busy Brains, Mr. Alex, Mr. Dr. CM, Mother Rita, Epa Edwin, Mother Ellen, and the Lero of Nigeria, I think. It's the Lero of Nigeria. Yeah, so, and of course, all those that supported us today by giving us, by contributing and financially supporting the channel, and all our commenters in the comment section. I want to say thank you to all of you, and of course, mommy, mother of all, mommy diaspora, we thank you for all you do for us. My people, now here we will draw the curtain today, and we'll see you tomorrow again at 6 p.m. GMT +1. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you.